Right guys, welcome back to another video, and hopefully in this video we're going to share a tip and trick with you that could save you fortunes on repairing scratches and scuffs on your paintwork. Recently I've been playing a bit on YouTube in my spare time, having a wee look at different people's videos, and I came across a channel called CVR POV. It's basically cosmetic vehicle repairs point of view, and he does some amazing stuff on his channel. I don't know whether to believe it or not. It looks too good to be true. But basically the guy fixes scuffs like this in minutes. Literally minutes. So we're going to test it out. We're going to do exactly what he does. We're going to use all the same stuff. And we're going to see if we can get rid of this bumper scuff here without painting it. We're going to use some simple tools that you can get at home. You can order them online. You can get them delivered to your house. They're no expensive, everybody can get their hands on them, and hopefully if this works, it might even help us with our retail cars that we prep, because it could save us painting whole bumpers and painting wings for silly wee scratches and things like that. So let's get straight into the video. We're going to start with this. We've already cleaned this up. Stevens gave it a quick clean, so we've took all the rough off, and as you can see we've got quite a hefty scratch on the bumper here. There's a chip out here. There's a scuff here. It's also came up onto the wing. So I thought we'd start with this because this is a solid colour as well. The guy at CVR does it with metallics and everything, so we'll try a nice easy one. Basically, first stage is to get it cleaned. We've done that. The next stage is to get your hands on, go to your local paint shop and pick yourself up some base coat which is matched to the vehicle colour. So you can give them the paint code. We used paint line and canvas lang for ours. We just got a wee quarter litre. This worked out to be about £20, but if you buy a touch-up, they're even cheaper. So you can't use water-based paint, you have to use solvent-based paint. They've actually given me a bit more than a quarter litre, so this might come in handy for other jobs. But for this process, we're not going to use a spray gun, we're not going to use any airlines, we're literally going to use our fingers and our hands. He literally applies the paint with his fingers, so he doesn't use gloves. He says it works better if you don't use gloves. I don't fancy going home with a big white finger, so we'll start with the gloves first and see how it goes. But basically, load up. This feels so wrong, by the way. I've never done this. Basically, you load up your finger with the paint and just rub it in swirls. And then, simple as that. But nice and lightly, no too much pressure, because you want it to try and fill the scratches up. Now, it does say that it might take 3 or 4 attempts. He says normally his are done in sort of 2. This doesn't feel right already. It feels so wrong. So there we go. That's our first pass done. Look at this, I've dripped it on the tyre in the room.
It actually looks alright.
I don't know how it looks on camera, but
It looks alright.
it looks alright at the minute. You can also, if you've got one, speed the process up a little bit with a heat gun, because at the moment it's fairly chilly here. So where he was based, he's somewhere in England where it's nice and hot. We don't have that luxury here, so it's probably what, about 4 degrees outside today. It's freezing. So he's leaving his for 2 or 3 minutes. I've got a funny feeling yours is going to take 10, 15 maybe.
Heat gun, maybe not.
So we'll get a wee blast for the heat gun. No too close, we don't want to burn anything. What I'll do, I'll also touch up these wee bits as well. This looks and feels rough as anything. It feels so wrong. If this works, this this will be brilliant.
Right. I'm not pausing this. This is one
No.
take.
This is all one take, yeah. This isn't being paused or cut. Basically, on the what is it, CVR?
CVR.
Yeah, on the CVR channel, he does all sorts of stuff. We're doing this to a crusty old Vauxhall Insignia. The guy on this channel is doing it on Range Rovers, Bentleys. I watched him do a touch-up on a Ferrari that had a big chip in the bonnet, and he literally done it with raw paint and a spatula, and he got it looking mint. So if this works, I'll be amazed. But he is doing it on all sorts of cars. He done a Bentley Continental that was completely peppered on the front with stone chips. It was like a metallic silvery grey. You really need to go watch the video. But he basically got a microfiber cloth, balled it up, poured some paint on it, and just started rubbing it on the bumper like it was polish, and then let it dry, buffed it off, and the difference was incredible. I'm not sure how long it'll last, because obviously you're not putting clear coat on, but I don't know. Whatever he does, it looks good, and I'm hoping we can get similar results. It's almost dry. It's very, very tacky. I think ours are pretty deep, so we might end up doing a couple of passes on this. You can see the paint shrinking back when it dries. It shrinks back into the scratches. The idea of this is it's never going to be 100% perfect, but it should make it a lot better cosmetically looking. Right. Yeah, that's still very wet here. Does he polishes it between coats, doesn't he?
Nah, I can't, because if you get polish on it, the paint will stick.
That's what I thought.
I must fill it and then polish it at the end.
Let's have a wee look. I'll revert back to his video and check. This is the one I watched this morning.
Obviously you can't see that. I'm sure when you put a link.
Eh?
I'm sure when you put a link to that.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the moment, I'm not going to show you this. I can't show you this because I don't know what YouTube license he's using. So I'll leave a link to his channel in the description, and you guys can go check it out for yourself. But I'm going to revert back to this. This video's got 106,000 views 9 days ago. So I'm going to have a quick scan over this and just see if he polishes between coats or if he just keeps topping it up. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
There's no build-up of excess.
The thing is though, the polish that he's using, it's a cutting compound, it's not a polish. So it shouldn't leave, it shouldn't have any fillers, it shouldn't have any gloss, it shouldn't have anything like that. It is literally a cutting compound, so hopefully.
Because it'll be harder to polish. And
Yeah, I think you'd be able to.
the paste, because you want to get max.
Yeah, because see the one he does with the door handles?
Aye.
He polishes it and then goes, oh, there's a wee bit left there. And then he goes back and does it again.
Alright, okay.
So, but this is even blended in. So far this is looking alright. I might actually just do a second coat on it. Let's do a second coat.
The big chip in the front there just above the parking sensor definitely needs a...
Yeah. Let's give that a... It feels wrong. This one here needs a bit as well. Like that had a big scuff there, and that's dried in quite nice. Oops. Don't get it in the chrome. What he says is, he says you can rub it till you feel it starting to dry, till it goes like tacky. you can feel it thickening up as you're rubbing. And he also says don't be shy with the paint. He says just lob it all on there. So that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, record yourself for a sec.
Right, okay. Right. You get a wee close-up view of what I'm doing now. You can see this one on the wing here. Try and film this and
Right, I'm back.
let you see what I'm doing at the same time.
Just putting that radio in.
Oh, could you still hear the radio?
I don't know if the thing would have picked it up, but just in case.
They're pretty filled after 2 coats.
The odd looks 100 times better than the thing.
I wonder how many car dealers and stuff already do this.
Yeah, if it's in a wee scuff, so.
I've always worked for main dealers and stuff, so we've never ever done anything like this. This is how I don't know these cowboy ways. I would have been here for 3 days painting this, if this was normal. Oh, I've got a run in my paint.
Look at the video start again. Also, friend you're watching, don't worry, it's not a retail car. Anything we sell a little bit better than this.
Yeah, no, this is one of our good customers. He's actually, this car's for his daughter, and it's an ex-police car. You might have already seen the video. I don't know what order these videos are going to come out in, but if you're seeing this one first, there will be a full video on restoring this whole car. But yeah, if that video is already out, I'll leave a link to it below and you can go watch the whole restoration of this car. But this is just a wee quick how-to, just to see A, if this works, and B, if it does work, it'll save everybody loads of pennies in getting paintwork done. Nobody will ever get a bumper scuff painted again. I'm surprised how good the colour match is for paint line.
Spot on, to be honest.
It is very, very good.
Yeah, given the sticking on the top never matched at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. But as this dries, you can see it on the ring, it actually looks really good. It must be a lot warmer when he is, because he says 2 or 3 minutes. I've got a heat gun on this for 20 minutes now and it's still no dry. Right, so while that panel finishes drying off and cooling down a little bit, I'll pop these gloves off. The next stage of the process, you're going to need a machine polisher. So he uses a rotary buff. I have got one, but it needs a new pad. There's no much left of it, so we're going to have to use the DA because I've got good pads for this. And we'll just go with a sort of, not the softest pad, but just a sort of intermediate pad. You don't need anything too hard. And then we're going to use a G3 cutting compound. This is the same stuff he uses, although he uses a fast cut, which is a 3000 grit. This is a 3000 grit paste compound, but it's not the fast cut, so it should still do the same thing. I had it on the shelf, so it saves going and buying something else. But all we're going to do is polish over where we've applied the paint, and the idea is it should cut the excess paint off and leave the paint inside the scratches. So you don't want to lean on it too heavy, you don't want it to pull the paint out. You just want to take your time and be nice and gentle, and hopefully this works. I'm going to start with this bottom bit because this isn't as heavy here. And we'll get this time to get these thicker bits time to dry. So we'll start down here, because we've done a scuff in here. still got quite a heavy build up of paint there.
Go a bit faster maybe?
Like 1500 maybe. I think I went a wee bit heavy on it. And I think I actually took it out of there. So we'll refill that bit. Right, let's try a couple of these top bits. I think
That paint's a bit thick still, probably.
there's still a lot of paint in there.
No, even where you've just filled in, probably a wee bit heavy now.
Yeah, probably. This might take a bit of practice. Let's see what happens on these bits.
That's alright.
It looks alright in camera.
I think it looks alright to your eyes as well.
No, I know if you hear it, doesn't it? It doesn't seem to be cutting it back so much. Maybe I've went a wee bit thick. It's like polished it up, but I can still see the big splodge. It's quite hard to do as well. Like it's almost like it's raised. Like my excess hasn't quite came off the way his did. Maybe I went a wee bit overkill with the application. Let's try this wing and bumper. See what this comes out like. Still, I don't know. My excess doesn't seem to be coming off the way his did. The wing looks better than the bumper.
I'd rather look the other way around, to be honest with you.
You think so?
I thought the wing. No, from here you're right. The wing does look better when we started. I thought the bumper would have looked better at the end of it.
Yeah.
I thought the wing was a bit far gone.
I reckon I could probably put another coat on the wing and get that a wee bit better. These bits here,
I can see them with the eye certainly.
I think I might need to put a bit of wet and dry sandpaper on them, block them back a wee bit. That might have had a wee bit of too much of a splodge, and did here as well. Or maybe the trick is not to let it completely dry.
Yeah, let's say 2 minutes, so maybe his paint wasn't drying. Or completely drying.
I see what he means about doing it bare-fingered. It feels better for some reason. Jeez, making mere mess. I'm going to get a wee bit of wet and dry on them while that. Right, let's try and save this. You recording again?
Yeah. I'll just pause it for a second, start the new clip straight away.
Right. So let me try and save this. So I've got here, these are wee sort of wet sanding pads. One's like an 800 grit, one's a 1500. I think the problem I had here was I've laid it on too thick. I think that's the biggest problem. plus I might have let it dry too long. So let's just...
You're gonna... What? Okay.
Got a wee bit of 1500 here. Just knock that. Knock the excess off. Kneeling on jaggy stuff.
Still a wee bit, but it looks a good bit better.
And then what I've got here, this is a 2000 on a pad.
You need that.
Maybe. And it's got a intermediate pad on it as well. So granted, you might not have all the sandpapers at home, but if you follow these instructions properly, you might not need them. I think I just went a wee bit overexcited there, and probably applied a wee bit too much. Maybe went a wee bit thick. I can still see them a wee bit.
That was came out again, but the wings, the corners and the wings looking a bit better.
I mean, it's covered them up. I can still see excess paint though.
This car's never going to be perfect.
No, it's not. The whole point of this is to be perfect though. It's just to get rid of, it's a cheap way of getting rid of bumper stuff. You ever put a wee bit of water on your G3? Hello there. How's it going?
Joe from TMS.
How you doing?
No bad, I'm the wreck, mate. So
Right, sorry about that. That was a guy for TMS popping in just to try and sell me some more stuff. The guys up at TMS are alright, to be fair. If you're anywhere near East Kilbride and you need some car parts, you can nip into them as well. Obviously you've got Autoparts in Lanarkshire and Hamilton as well. If you walk into any of them and mention home built, they'll give you a wee discount as well. So now that he's away, we can get back to polishing this. I've done a wee bit here, got rid of quite a lot of the excess. A lot of the excess is away from here. This bit here is obviously raised, so when I've polished it, it's took a bit of it off. So that's probably going to need done with a wee touch-up pen. But this wing and bumper's looking no bad. All I need to do really is polish it up. So dab on the polish, and we'll see how this ends up looking. Where'd my fluffy cloth go? Right, I don't think that's quite as good as the guy for CVR. CVR. I don't think it's quite as good as his. He's obviously got a bit of practice doing this. But as scuffs go, That looks a hell of a lot better than what it did. Like, I don't know how that looks on camera now. It's not perfectly flat, because the scuff wasn't perfectly flat. But it's definitely a vast improvement. I think once I've touched that wee bit in with a paint stick, that's going to look a hell of a lot better. What do you reckon?
Aye. Alright, listen to that. You could walk by that and even notice that's there.
I mean, if you wanted to, you probably could even do another round on the wing and maybe fill it a wee bit more. And to be honest, a lot of the ones I've seen on his channel are like lacquer scratches. So it's where you can just catch your nail on it, it's caught the lacquer but it's not quite through to the base coat, whereas these were really heavy. These were like super heavy. They were through to metal and through to plastic. They were really, really bad. They really, to be 100% needed sanded down, filled with Catalloy, all rubbed down, primered, sprayed properly. But that's hundreds of pounds. This has cost us, well, £20 for some paint and a wee bit of time, and we've no longer got bare metal. Your eye's definitely taken off of it. Like you just said, you could walk past that and you wouldn't really pick up on it. So, I don't know, for me that's a success, I think. I think that looks alright. I'll probably practice a wee bit more, no lob on the paint so thick. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad at all.
It's alright?
Yeah, I think we'll go with that. I might practice with some more on the rest of this car, because there's a few other bits needing done as well. Right guys, there we go. This is the end of the video. Hopefully that's going to help you guys out a lot. Hopefully we've managed to show the process. Like I said, not quite as good as a guy for CPV? CVR. Not quite as good as a guy for CVR, but I now believe it's possible, and a lot of guys were calling him out in his videos and saying they were cut and faked and all sorts of stuff. I do believe that what he does is possible, and I'm going to keep practicing this method, because this will save me a load of time and a load of money on the stupid little scuffs that are on the bottom of retail cars and stuff. So I'm going to carry on practicing this method. Hope you guys get a go as well. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful at all, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you share it with somebody, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll leave links to the second channel in there as well, and I'll leave links to Paintline and everywhere else where you can get all this stuff as well. So thanks again guys, see you later.